problem. I want to get my pardon, so why don't we just try it, okay? And not worry about what plants crave.
Brondo's got what plants crave.
Yeah, it's got electrolytes.
What are electrolytes? Do you even know?
It's what they use to make Brondo.
Yeah, but why do they use them to make Brondo?
Because Brondo's got electrolytes.
Hello all, Jace here. Thank you guys for watching. Today you're going to join me in viewing what might be the stupidest conversation in the history of the Whatever podcast, which is a high bar. So let's get straight into it.
Said, please put me on the podcast. I'm watching the live stream right now and I want to pull my hair out. Was that the Charlie Kirk episode?
Yeah.
Okay. You said you're a flight
Leave Chuck alone.
Yeah.
He didn't grade
And
us.
you said that you're a flight attendant, big old feminist.
Yeah.
And you said, I promise I'll come in guns blazing.
Yeah.
Well, you can't rage quit if you're going to come in guns blazing. Guns blazing, you got to stay till the very
Do
end.
I have to?
Pretty much. Anyways, you said women shouldn't be drafted because the Equal Rights Amendment still hasn't been passed.
Exactly.
And women aren't constitutionally, equal to men.
Yes. This is the stuff I wanted to talk
Sure.
about.
So why don't we dive into that? So your position is women shouldn't be drafted. You're a feminist, though. I assume you believe in equality.
Yes.
So how do you reconcile being a feminist and believing in equality, but being in favor of inequality when it comes to selective service?
Because the Equal Rights Amendment has not yet passed, so women are still not constitutionally equal to men. So for that to if that passes, draft me, daddy. I'm ready to go.
So when you say women aren't constitutionally equal to men, and you mentioned the Equal Rights Amendment, what do you mean?
The Equal Rights Amendment.
Well, assume there's a panel here who has no idea what that is. Assume there's viewers here who have no idea what that is.
The Equal Rights Amendment is actually...
Oh, let's have her answer.
Wow, I didn't think you wouldn't know what the Equal Rights Amendment is.
Well, did I say I don't?
It's just that it's just that you it would be an amendment to the Constitution that you can't discriminate on the basis of sex.
You mean the 19th Amendment?
Yeah. No.
No?
No, it would be the ERA, the Equal Rights Amendment. You can't discriminate on the
What
basis
is the
of sex.
19th Amendment?
I don't know what the 19th Amendment is.
No.
Do you want to tell me?
Okay, can you pull up the 19th Amendment so we can read it?
But so this amendment, it's not clear to me how, because you said, so currently women aren't constitutionally equal to men. So I suppose where in the Constitution would it indicate or show that they're not equal to men?
You have the 19th Amendment? Yep. Okay, pull it up. Right, the citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of sex. Congress shall have the power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. Mm-hmm. Meaning, you're equal to men when it comes to voting. And if you're equal to men when it comes to voting, then that means that you can elect whatever politician you want to enforce your will just like we can. Mm-hmm. Totally equal. So
then why didn't the Equal Rights Amendment pass?
Because it's not about equal rights, it's about redefining the word woman. It redefines the word woman from biological woman with XX chromosomes to anybody who wants to identify as a woman. Right. It is a change in the very definition of what we just have all agreed as a woman.
So this said there can be no discrimination based upon sex. There's only two. Been gone? Even if you think a person can, whatever they identify as, they are that thing. Even the advocates for transgenderism would not say that they're the sex of. They would not say that they're the sex of. So a transgender female is not going to say that they have female genitalia. So the descriptor here for sex would work across the board for everybody.
Transgender female wouldn't say that she has female genitalia.
They would not say that they are females biologically. They would not say that they're biological. That's correct. They would say there's only two sexes. There's only two. There could only ever be two. One sex produces ova with large gametes. The other one produces sperm, which is small gametes.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's only two. Because there's only two reproductive pathways. Even the major transgender advocates do not say that there's more than two sexes. They say that there's hundreds of genders.
Okay.
But there's still only two sexes. So that amendment, the 19th Amendment, says based on sex, which would cover every human being who currently exists in the United States, and not a one that would not cover, cannot be discriminated against based on sex when it comes to voting.
Did you read the Equal Rights Amendment?
Yeah.
Okay, so then how was this confusing?
Okay, first off, the young lady over there on the left, awesome. She was great in this whole podcast. I'd highly recommend you go back, check the whatever podcast. She had so much insight. She was great. As far as how is this not confusing? How could this possibly not be confusing to everyone? Men are women, women are men. Trans women are men. Trans men are women. You can be a man, fully man, call yourself a woman. You're now a woman, but you're kind of not a woman because you haven't gone through surgery to become a woman. I'm confused. And that's the whole point. This ambiguous litigation that they're going through, no one could ever have clarity on anything ever. And this little girl, using the term loosely, she's obviously a product of this new environment. She has no freaking clue. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Let's just put aside the fact that she clearly never even read the thing. She just saw that it was called the Equal Rights Amendment. She never read it. She never even opened it. But how can you not be confused? I've got pretty good clarity on what a man and a woman are, and I'm confused.
What do you mean?
Like if you read the bill, then you would realize
Yeah.
that like the point of the ERA is not to amend the 19th Amendment, but to pass legislation to change the definition of woman. So if you read it like,
Yeah, I'm for that.
okay, but that doesn't. But why is women getting drafted contingent on whether you change the definition of
I
women?
just I don't understand why that's why would that be a difficult thing to pass? Like if the ERA is not a thing.
Well, that's two separate issues.
Is it?
Yeah.
But wasn't that a big topic that like Phyllis Schlafly was all about? Like if the ERA passes, women are going to be drafted.
Well, it would open the door to them being drafted, I suppose.
So the thing is the epitome of the straw man now, right? To create the arguments against people who never made them. So I so most certainly never made such an argument. Brian most certainly never made such an argument. The argument that we're making is very specific.
Okay.
The argument is that if men can be drafted,
Sure.
right, and they can be, and they're forced to sign up for selective service, and they are, or else there's huge penalties against them.
Yeah.
If you truly believed in egalitarianism, why is it that you would not demand the same thing from women?
Because I don't think it's enough. I think that there needs to be more. I think that if it truly was equal, then the ERA should have passed no problem. And I think that
What would that have to do with women signing up, though, for the biological sex of female who's allowed to vote? Why is it that the biological sex of female?
I think we're getting into a different topic.
I don't think we are.
Jive Vanik donated $200.
No,
And even under her goofy
there's
concept
a
of gender,
trans.
2020 SCOTUS opinion Bostock v. Clayton already prohibits discrimination on the basis of orientation and gender identity. Quit playing wannabe lawyer.
But we don't even have to. We don't even have to get that far. So pull up the 19th again. The right of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States by any state on account of sex. If that is true, then no human being inside the United States is going to not be able to vote, period, based on a sexual characteristic, period.
Okay.
So in your
But the equal
Hold
rights
on.
is okay.
Hold on. So we can get into the Equal Rights Amendment component of this, but you said that women shouldn't be drafted because the Equal Rights Amendment still hasn't been passed, and women aren't constitutionally equal to men. That's the second claim there is the claim
Right.
that I want to investigate. You said women aren't constitutionally equal to men. Can you articulate how?
Well, I found in my notes, the ERA's equality of rights under the law shall not be denied or abridged by the U.S. or by any state on the basis of sex.
I'm actually willing to go with this.
Yeah.
I'm actually willing to engage with this. So you agree that this has to do with redefining what a woman is, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Do you think currently that transgender men have to sign up for selective service.
So are they assigned male or female at birth?
They're assigned female at birth.
And they transition to male?
Yeah, even
Sure.
before they reached 18.
Before they reached 18?
Mm-hmm.
If they're fully transitioned, then yeah, I would think so.
They don't.
Okay.
They do not
Then
have to
that should
sign up for
change.
the selective service.
Then that should change.
Okay, so what you have just demonstrated is that even if we're talking about the trans agenda, that trans men are also still not equal with trans
men
women.
are
They're
men.
still not equal with trans women.
Because they're men. Trans men are men.
Wait, hang on. If that's true, right, then how come they don't have to sign up for selective
They
service?
should have to because they're men.
Okay, they should have to.
Because they're men, yes.
So then, shouldn't trans women?
Trans women should what?
Shouldn't trans women, right? Shouldn't they be exempt under this?
Trans women shouldn't have to sign up
Yeah.
for yes.
Even though they're biologically males?
No, trans women are women.
Biologically male.
Trans women are women.
Yeah, but biologically they're
Trans
males.
women are women.
Yeah, but you're
They're
not saying
women.
anything.
I don't. You're not saying anything.
No, I
either.
am. I'm saying
they're
something very specific.
biologically whatever. They're women.
Okay, got it. So what you're saying here is that you think that trans men who are born female should have to sign up for the draft, but that the ones who are assigned man at birth, assigned male at birth, they should be exempt from the draft.
If they are transitioned to women,
Mm-hmm.
identify as women, yes.
Why do they have to transition? Why couldn't they just identify?
Then they're women. They're whatever point they are.
Mm-hmm.
If they're a woman, then they're a woman.
Then it's equal.
Great.
Then it's equal between all of it, right? Because in this case, then biological men, if they say they're women, they don't have to get drafted.
Sure. Throw that equal rights amendment up there, and we're all equal, and draft us all.
So I just want to make sure I get this right. Right now, you agree that nobody can be drafted. Nobody can be barred from voting on the basis of sex.
Right.
Do you think there's a third sex?
No. I think that there are women and men. There's
Do you
trans
think
women
there's
and
a
men, but there
third
also-
sex? How many sexes do you think there are?
I don't think that matters.
I think it matters. How many sexes do you think there
I
are?
think that this is like do you know any transgender people?
Yeah. How many sexes do you
do?
think there are? Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that
Yeah, I
this is
can name-
harmful to their?
Whether it's okay, let's assume for a second that I don't think that transgender people don't understand that you can have a conversation about biological sex without going and unaliving themselves. I don't think.
No, it's not about
that they're going
It's,
to do
it's
that.
that you set like a precedent
Of?
where, well, you set a precedent of violence where my friends don't feel safe going to like their places of work, or
Yeah, but what would that have to do with whether they're
How is that
equal or not?
violence?
well, when you're saying when you have these arguments that don't. Like trans women are women, trans men are men.
Fine.
And when you break that down,
Even if I say
to-
that,
yeah,
nobody's going to dispute that there's only two sexes. If there's only two sexes,
Okay.
the 19th Amendment says that nobody can be denied the right to vote
Great, okay.
via sex.
Sure.
So all those trans people can vote.
Right. Okay.
So then what's the inequality issue here?
That's what I said. So draft them all.
So then you think everybody should get drafted?
Throw the Equal Rights Amendment up there.
No,
Because if
why do
everybody's
we
equal,
need the
then there
Equal
should
Rights
be no problem. If you know what? If there's no problem, and if we don't, we should have it then. Why is it
Wait,
such a
can-
big
can
deal?
I ask you- I think this word will sum this up
Okay.
perfectly. Redundancy. So, women already have, at least it's my position, are constitutionally equal to men. So even
That,
if
I don't think so.
Okay, but
What,
so you're
what are you
hold on.
asking
What do we
for?
not get?
What do we not
But-
get that you think we should get?
Bodily autonomy.
Okay, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. But okay, so it's my view though that you're saying, well, we don't have this bill that is named and called entitled the Equal Rights Amendment, ergo we don't have equal rights because a bill that is titled the Equal Rights Amendment was not passed. But this bill, and I'm not super familiar with it. I'm not entirely sure if it is a redundancy, but the current state of affairs, the 19th Amendment, constitutionally, women are equal, but you made the claim women aren't constitutionally equal, so the burden is on you to articulate how women aren't constitutionally equal to men, and you cannot point to a bill just by virtue of the title of the bill, it not passing being evidence that women aren't constitutionally equal to men.
How is something called the Equal Rights Amendment not passing?
You can, okay,
I
the
feel
title
like
of
2
a
plus
bill,
2 equals,
hold on,
yeah.
the title of a bill is irrelevant.
Do you
It
think
might not-
do you think that North Korea is really a republic? Because it's called the Republic of North Korea.
Okay.
It's a communist dictatorship, but it is called the Republic of North Korea.
Okay.
So that must be a republic then.
The Inflation Reduction Act only boosted inflation. So.
Okay.
But okay, so the contents of a bill might oftentimes have nothing to do with the actual title.
Okay.
So you did make the claim, and women, that's separate from the Equal Rights Amendment, aren't constitutionally equal to men. So you're going to have to articulate how women aren't constitutionally equal to men.
I think that if they were, then the Equal Rights Amendment should have passed. No problem. That's all I have to say about the Equal Rights Amendment.
But
that's it. That's all I have to say. I can't articulate more than that. That's my point.
But, I mean,
and then I also think that women would be able to have more bodily autonomy.
Okay, so we can get into that.
Okay.
Would you vote so that men couldn't vote on women's bodily autonomy?
Men couldn't vote? Like, I don't understand in the context.
do you
yeah,
think
I feel like it would be yes.
You would vote so that men couldn't
in
vote
what
on women's
context?
abortion?
Yes, I would vote that way.
Okay, right. So that's the same reason that we vote that you don't have abortions.
But, okay, then there you go.
It's just like that. If you would vote that we couldn't tell you that you couldn't,
Well, that's a
that
fair
in a
point.
democracy, then
Then
we could
I'm-
vote in a democracy to tell you you can't.
Correct.
See?
Yeah. This went on, guys. This went on for a while. I'm going to cut it there so you guys don't have to endure what I did. But they went round and round about this for a while longer. A couple of quick points, and then we'll get off this. First off, the draft. Nobody on my side of the argument. Nobody wants women in the draft. Nobody thinks that's a good idea. Nobody's fighting for that. The only people on my side that are actually encouraging women in the draft, it is purely so that people on the other side will see the ridiculousness of the argument. The reason why? Because men and women are different. My side has no issue with that. Men and women are different. Men are better suited biologically for war. It's okay. It's okay that that's true. And so women should not be in the draft. They shouldn't be eligible for the draft. They shouldn't get drafted. I'm fine with that. She said a lot with one sentence where she said, where her and Andrew went back and forth, and trans women are women, trans women are women, trans women are women, blah, blah. And then she said, biologically, whatever, trans women are women. And that is, honestly, as stupid as she sounds, the basis of their entire argument. Science be damned, biology be damned, common sense be damned. I say gender and sex are different things, so I say trans women are women, and that makes it so. It is now true because I have declared it true, and I don't care what your stupid science tells me. That is actually, as stupid as it sounds, the basis of their argument. And then she goes into bodily autonomy. We all know what that means. And we're not going to, you guys already know how I feel about bodily autonomy. But it has nothing to do with this conversation. Men and women have the same levels of bodily autonomy in this country, and that is determined by the states. So it has absolutely nothing to do with this argument and nothing to do with equal rights. We do, within the state we reside, have the same equal right to bodily autonomy. I just want to say this right here, this perfectly encapsulates the modern college experience. This is what these farms are producing, is women like this. can't see the forest for the trees, can't even begin to think critically, don't look at anything beyond face value. Her teacher, her favorite influencer, whoever told her Equal Rights Amendment got voted down. Well, then we don't have equal rights. Well, what are equal rights? It's the thing we didn't get whenever it got voted down. But we already have equal rights. We can't. Why? Because the Equal Rights Amendment got voted down. That's literally the depth of their critical thinking these days. And we have got to fix that. We've got to make a college an opportunity for people to delve deeper. We're not even getting past the title. I can call a car a truck. And I can say, well, I don't want a truck. I don't like trucks. They're too big. Okay, but it's actually a car. If it was a car, why am I calling it a truck? And I don't like trucks, which I love trucks. But you guys get what I'm saying. We just redefine whatever we want to redefine. And now that is that. I have redefined it. I have spoken. It is now this thing. And you must meet me intellectually on my playing field on the words I have redefined. You cannot have an honest debate set by those types of parameters. You can't do it. You'll get nowhere, and we are getting nowhere. We got to get rid of this crap. Like I told you guys a couple of videos ago, this is what I was talking about, is we have ceded the moral high ground when we kind of accept it. When we accept the pronouns, we have ceded the moral high ground. We have introduced this into the mainstream so that now we're having these conversations that make no sense and get us nowhere. They're just circular conversations, and they're only going to get worse until we draw a line in the sand and make words mean something. That's all I got for you guys today. Please throw me a sub, throw me a like, put a comment in the chat. God bless you, and we'll see you for the next one.